Hello, my name is Jamie and I want to welcome you all back to my channel where we review, demo, and discuss makeup and give commentary on the beauty community as a whole. All right, everyone. So today's video, I'm going to be reviewing two new products. Well, one of them is actually like brand new to the market and the other one is more just new to me. And let's see here, let me grab it. First is the E.L.F. Power Grip Primer it says in clear on the package, but it doesn't have any other colors to it, and I don't think it would need it, to be honest with you. So I have actually tried this primer out a few times because I wanted to see how it worked with different foundations so that I could give it an honest review. Because one thing, all right, let me back up a little bit. This is a dupe for the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. It costs about $30 if you go to Sephora. I've tried that before and I really liked it. I mean, it cements the foundation to your face. However, one thing I found is that it doesn't work well with all foundations. And that's a problem because we all may use different products to suit our needs. This little bad boy costs $10. So I'm gonna put it on my face and demonstrate it for you all today and talk to you about my thoughts on it. The second thing I'm gonna be reviewing is this palette by Revolution Makeup. I have not used this at all yet. This was a birthday gift that I got from my daughter. This is the Forever Flawless Decadent palette, and she picked this up from Target. I don't know how much it costs. I'll put it in the corner I'll try to put it in the corner right here so that way you guys can know how much you would be paying if you got it at Target. I hope it's good. So I'm gonna start with 2 pumps and I'm gonna put this dotted on the main parts of my head, and then I'm gonna just use my fingers to put it on. I'm gonna concentrate on the areas that I really need my makeup to stay put, like the creases of the eye, also my nose. Like, for whatever reason, foundation hates to stick on my nose, and it's very frustrating. What I have found is that this primer actually works. It's actually really nice. Now, one thing I'm gonna tell you right off the bat is that it's not the most pleasant experience going onto the skin. It feels heavy, it feels sticky, it feels like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be feeling a mask on my face when I put on my foundation all day long, and it's gonna be miserable. However, after you let it dry down, you put your foundation on top of it, for some reason, it lightens up a little bit. It doesn't feel quite as heavy. So one of the directions on the box, I have the box right here, says to allow up to 30 seconds for it to set. So I'm gonna do that. In the meantime, I'm gonna put my hair wrap so I don't get foundation all over my hair, which is something I do literally all the time. All right, that should have been enough time for this to set. I am going to be using the Say What foundation by Lunar Beauty. And this is in the shade Honey T2N. I'm gonna be applying it with a sponge today. And I'm gonna do a relatively full coverage to really put this stuff to the test. So I'm just bouncing the sponge all over my face to try to get a nice even application. And I think I will go on with a second layer after I do this one. I know the shade isn't perfect for me, but it's kind of what I'm dealing with right now. I have not bought a new foundation in ages. I'm curious to try the KVD Lock-It foundation. I got a sample of that from Sephora, I want to say about like maybe over the summer. And I really, really liked it. It's very full coverage and very matte, but I don't actually mind that. A lot of people do not want full coverage right now. That's not in style, which, you know, that's fine. I don't have a problem with lighter coverage. As a matter of fact, 90% of the time when I do my makeup, I do a lighter coverage, but I don't mind having like a full beat face. So some of you may not have noticed, but I was not able to post a video last week, and that's because I got a new roof on my house. So in my bedroom where I film, you hear bam, 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 and drills going and all that. It doesn't make for a very good video. And I'm just going through now and making sure that I didn't miss any spots. One thing that I like about the primer is that it really adheres the foundation to your skin and it allows you to layer with it. I'm just tapping it on my nose to get it nice and even because that is my #1 problem area. Okay, next I'm going to be going in with the E.L.F. Hydrating Camo Concealer, and this is in the shade Medium Sand. One of the downsides of this, there's two main downsides of this primer from my experience thus far. The first is that it's not a very pleasant experience putting it onto the skin initially, like I said before. The other is that it is not pore filling. So if you are looking for a pore filling primer, like this isn't going to be it for you. Okay, I'm going to be using a mini blendiful to blend this in. This was by Tati Beauty. I was so bummed. Tati Westbrook, who's an influencer here on YouTube, she announced that she was closing up Tati Beauty. There's litigation that she's involved in right now over the profits from this. I don't know all the details about it, but I think because of that, she had to shut it down. It's a shame because the first palette they came out with was really, really nice, and I enjoy the blendiful quite a bit. I like that even though I put on a pretty decent amount of foundation, it doesn't look cakey. All right, to set my face, I'm going to be using the Laura Mercier Loose Setting Powder in the shade Honey. And I'm going to be using the F37 Spotlight Duster by Sigma to put it on. I'm not putting powder like everywhere, just in some of the places that I really want to lock in the foundation. Under the eye, okay, on the nose, and on my forehead. All right, so we got that settled. And to bronze my face, I'm going to be using the Hydrating Complexion Trio by Alamar Cosmetics. This right here. I use this all the time. It is my favorite bronzing palette. I'm going to start off first of all, making sure that my brush is clean. I'm going to put a little brightening powder under my eyes. And then I'm going to do my cheekbones. And then the temple. And the brush that I use is the Angle Contour Brush by Sonia Kashuk. I got this from Target. I'm going to be using the Ombre Blush in the shade Red Hot by Lottie London. It's not gonna help showing you guys with the cap on. All right, here we go. I got this in an Ipsy quite a while ago. It may have been my actual very first Ipsy glam bag, and I love it so much. When this runs out, I plan on buying a full size. It's like pigmented, but not overly pigmented. And I think that this color is going to complement the palette. And for my highlighter, I'm going to be using the Decadent palette by Touch and Soul. This was from what's it called? BoxyCharm. I'm going to once again use the Spotlight Duster. Actually, no. I'm going to use the Morphe M427 brush. This is a duo fiber brush. And I'm just going to go in with the first 3 colors. I'm going to blend them. And I'm going to put a little bit of highlighter right here and a little bit at the chin. Now let's dig in to the eyeshadow palette. I'm going to show you guys the colors again. Revolution can be a very, very hit or miss brand. So I reviewed another palette that I got. It was actually a birthday gift for my son. I reviewed that on my Instagram. It's at Pebbleyes on Instagram. Definitely follow me there. And oh my gosh, guys, when I tell you that palette was trash, like it was so bad. And I'm gonna keep it forever and ever and ever because it was a gift for my son. And it was, you know, it came from the heart, and he doesn't know anything about makeup, but he got it for me to review it. So I did, and guys, it was the worst. I don't remember the name of it, but it was a rainbow palette that had a clear top to it. It sold at Target. I believe it cost $10. But if you see that, do not get it. But I had a little bit more detail about that over on my Instagram page. I'm going to go in with the shade Affluent and with a fluffy brush, a larger fluffy brush. This is the Lunar Beauty LBE1 brush. And I'm gonna go dig it right into the crease of my eye. I'm hoping that there are some new interesting makeup releases coming up. I'm beginning to see a couple trickle through that I am interested in because the end of December, oh my gosh, guys, like there was nothing. Things just got so repetitive and boring. And I don't know if that's because I have so much makeup that it's hard to find anything that's innovative. But I was hoping that some of my favorite brands would come out with something fresh and interesting. Lunar Beauty came out with a face palette that got involved in a little bit of controversy because people were saying the shade range on it wasn't inclusive enough. I have mixed feelings about it, but I try to stay in my lane because I'm a light-skinned Black woman. So who am I to say what's right or wrong in that department? But Skello Tim on his YouTube channel, he bought it and reviewed it. And he said that the shades actually look a lot lighter on camera than they do in person. He said in person it's not as pale, but who knows? But yeah, that launch did not go over well at all. I think it was the brand's first controversial launch. All right, so I'm gonna go in with this shade next and probably touch in with this one as well, just to continue to deepen it up. And I'm gonna use a small blending brush. This is the LBE3 brush. I'm just tapping it in. The first shade went on really nicely. I had no problems with it. There was no fallout or anything that I experienced, which is great because I already did my face, so. All right, with this shade, as you see, I'm just going on the outer corner of the eye. I'm tapping it, then blending it. Just tapping that pigmentation on. And yeah, I'm definitely gonna need to go in with the deeper shade, but that's okay. I'm gonna carry this a little less than halfway across the eye. And then I can continue to deepen it with that dark brown shade. The one thing I will say about the shadows is that they are lighter on the eye than they look in the palette. Or I shouldn't say lighter, brighter. I mean, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just something to be aware of. I love that Target is now carrying some of the brands that you would normally find in Ulta. I'm going to wiggle this shade a little bit in my crease as well, just to bring that up a little bit, just a touch. My local Target didn't get one of the Ulta stores that are apparently inside a lot of the Targets now, and that's probably because we have an Ulta in the same shopping plaza. So like, I get it. But with that being said, we did get Revolution, which is nice because it's a affordable brand for the most part. The company can be a little bit shady sometimes, I will say that. And now I'm going to go in with the Fortunity brown shade. And I'm going to use a really small brush for that. I'm going to use the smallest one that I have in front of me, and that's the LBE 6. There is not a lot of kick up in the pan. There's some, but not a lot, just so you know. You gotta be a little careful about that. And I'm just lightly tapping that shade on. I don't want to go in too heavy-handed with it. Although I think I may be able to, because this is not coming out as super deep. One of the brands that I want to purchase from and review on the channel is Blend Bunny Cosmetics. They're an independent brand. And so far they have 3 eyeshadow palettes out, and they have been getting really, really good reviews. And they also have brushes out too, which I would try. So maybe some point this month, I'll be able to pick that up. I don't know, we'll see. The budget is a little bit tight. One of my New Year's resolutions was to be more mindful of my spending, get my financial house in order. Did you guys have any New Year's resolutions? Yeah, I definitely did. Like, I'm 39 years old. I just turned 39 years old. So I feel like I need to actually be an adult. Like, I've never felt fully like an adult, and I don't know why. I mean, I have kids, you know, I've had a career, all of that. I'm going to go in with this Gleam shade, right? Hold on, so you guys can see it. This Gleam shade right here. Another thing I like about this palette is that it comes with a mirror. I was not expecting that, actually. When I was setting up to film this video, I had actually brought a mirror. Oh, this shade is creamy. Let's see how it's showing up though. It's pretty. I like it. I'm just gonna lightly layer it. You have to kind of layer it to get it to go for you, but a little bit of building up, that's not too bad. I'm not gonna fuss about that. And I'm gonna go all the way to almost the corner of my eye with this shade. And I'm gonna use that white shade to highlight the inner corner. It's called Pearls. Like I was saying, I never fully felt like an adult. Like when I was younger, like in my early 20s, I would think somebody in their 30s was like old. Not like elderly old, but somebody who has it all figured out, has the house, has the car, has the job, like all of those type of things, and has a limited ability to relate to young people because they're in such a different stage of life. I have all of those things, but I still felt like I can always relate to younger people. Like, and that's reflected even in like the YouTube channel that I watch. Like, there are very few that are of influencers around my age. I mean, part of that is there aren't as many. So even if I tried, it would be a little bit difficult. I never want to give up that ability to relate to younger people. I don't want to become an old fuddy-duddy, but I do want to be a little bit more responsible, particularly with money, the upkeep of my home, that type of thing. Okay, this is the look so far. The next shade I'm going to go in with is this white called Pearls. And am I going to use the same brush? Yeah, I'm going to use the same brush. I'm not even going to clean it up. I would like to have a little bit of that warmth put in there. Once again, the shade is nice and creamy. Wow, this goes on like pretty pigmented. So far, I'm really liking this palette. The one thing that I wish it had was a deeper tone. Like, it has that brown shade, but it doesn't come off that deep. But so far, I would definitely recommend getting this palette. This is the second palette that I've received from this line that comes in like the tin from Target. The first one I got was for my daughter too. I like how you can build up that white shade a little bit and like really get that impact in color. All right, I'm going to clean off my brush and then bring some shades up towards my brow bone. I'm going to start with the shade Lavish. I'm going to use a small blending brush. This is the LBE3 brush. And I'm just going to go on my brow bone very lightly. That is a lot darker than I thought it was going to be. And I'm bringing this color like down to the sides of my nose. I didn't add any more to my brush. I'm just bringing down what was already there. And I am going to go onto my brow bone with the shade, let's see. I'm going to swatch two different shades to determine which one. I want to use whichever one is lighter. So one is the shade Majesty. All right, that's Majesty. And then the second is the shade Glimmer. This one right here is Glimmer. I'm gonna go in with Glimmer because it goes a little bit more with like the color scheme. And I'm gonna use the same brush. I really like the shimmer shades. I mean, are they the most impactful shimmer shades ever? No, but they're creamy, they're easy to work with. They do what they're supposed to do, basically. Yeah, I'm glad I went with this shade. Oh God, what do I have in my hair? The struggle with me getting little pieces of lint caught in my hair. I see another one. Gosh, you guys have probably been staring at that all video. There's this foundation. Okay, so this is, oh, wait a minute. I was going to say this is the eye look, but let me do the bottom of my eyes. I forgot that I did my face already, my face makeup already. For my eyeliner today, I'm going to be using the Wing Woman liner by Lottie London. Okay, got my liner on, and for my mascara, I'm going to be using the Superhero Mascara by IT Cosmetics. For my bottom lid, I'm going to go in with the Waterline with this Endless Silky Pen Eyeliner by Pixie Cosmetics. And this is in the shade Rose Glow. Okay guys, I am going to do my lashes. I'm going to put on some falsies. These are the Premium Foam Ink Lashes by the brand Lava. And this, okay, these are in the style Charm. Let me open it up for you. Okay, so I am back with my finished look. Let me take my hair down, fluff it out a little bit. On my lips, I'm wearing the Opulust Lip Gloss by Pat McGrath, and this is in the shade Naked Rose. It feels minty on the lips, but not overwhelmingly so, and it's just drop dead gorgeous. I absolutely love it. Highly, highly, highly recommend it. All right, anyways, so let me give you my final thoughts on today's review. The E.L.F. I was about to call it the Hydra Grip Primer, like the one it's duping. The Power Grip Primer. I would definitely recommend it if you want something that will make your makeup last all day long. I don't have time to do a wear test today, but when I was testing this product out last week, I took a before, like a beginning of the day picture and an end of the day picture to compare. I'll show them here and here.